Well, hey, this is Rosa. How are you doing? We're bringing to you today move you over just a tad, pork chops in the crock pot. Texas heat. So what I did is I went ahead and sliced. You use what you have. Don't go buy new unless you have the budget that allows you to do that. But not all of us get to do that. So I just used the pork chops that I have in my freezer, which are the bone-in pork chops. Ideally, you want to use the boneless ones, but of course they cost more. But it's not a big deal because when this gets done cooking, low for 4 hours, your meat's going to fall apart. So it's not going to be a big deal to take the bone out. You can even actually just take it out as you're serving it on the platter dish, and then discard the bone. But now if you have a pressure canner, save your bones. I just rinse them off, like when I'm doing cream sauces and stuff like that. I rinse them off. I even save my bones for fried chicken. Save your bones, rinse off the excess stuff on it, put it down the dish drain or the trash can, whatever it is that you have. Rinse off, like on this one's got really creamy, it's going to be creamy stuff in it. I'll rinse off the cream sauce off my bones, stick it in the freezer bag, and then I save all my bones until I have enough to make a batch of beef or chicken broth, bone broth, or broth. Or if you want to make stock, you can make stock. But you want to save all these bones for that so you get double quality. And we get to cherish the creature that sacrificed his life for us to eat. So you get to use it. It's a win-win. Double use. Make it for whatever it is, because the bone really adds a lot of flavor to your meat. And then the carcass does really good, so you're able to make broth with it. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to lay your pork chops down on the bottom. Now I'm using a shelf liner because I hate cleanup. So excuse me, sorry about that. If I cough a little bit more, my allergies are the allergies is acting with my asthma. I have bronchial asthma, so it's like one of those things. So, but anyway, you lay your pork chops down, okay? Don't put no seasoning, don't put nothing on it. Just raw pork chop. Lay it down in the crock pot. Then you're going to add your mix, which is 1 packet of ranch dressing. And I buy, like, whenever there's on sale, I'll buy like 4 or 5 bags of them, and then I'll dump them all in here. Then I've labeled it 3 tablespoons equal 1 packet. Okay, and that's what I do. But sometimes I just do this just to have it. No big reason. Okay. So this is nothing but my jar of empty packets of ranch dressing. Yeah, I have a recipe of making your own ranch dressing, but right now prices are still pretty darn good for packets of ranch dressing. So for convenience, I'm doing that. But if push comes to shove, I have the recipe. Okay, post in the comments if you want me to give you the recipe, and I'll do a video of it. But it's really fairly easy. So here's my chicken soup. Put this in a bowl. I used the wrong spoon. Oh well. Let me go grab another spoon because I was supposed to use my tablespoons. And I already know because I've done this before, so I'm just going to eyeball it. And that'll be pretty much close to 3 tablespoons of ranch dressing. Okay. And the object of this particular recipe in the crock pot is you want your sauce to be really, really thick. Not like this thick. And it, of course, with the liquid with the pork chop while it's cooking, it's going to water it down some. And then you're going to eat this totally plain. Take it out. Pour a little bit of the sauce over your plate. Eat it just like that with a side vegetable. Or put it over a bit of rice, pasta, or some noodles. Whatever it is you want. However you want to do it. Your kitchen, your way. I'm liking that saying. Your kitchen, your way. Now, hubby, he's got a different... He has a different version. But when he's in the kitchen, it's his kitchen, his way. And I go, I don't like that. I don't like that. And he goes, don't be so picky. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, excuse me, talk about being picky. I think someone else is awful picky, not just me. But bear with me. I'm getting my tablespoon here. Okay. I got my measurements just for the video's sake, but normally I just eyeball it and I'm good to go. Oh, my powder got dry. It's humid here in Texas. We're in South Texas. And let me just, and this happens, you just poke it. And since this is a glass mason jar, I recycle my jars. Jars are always good, but if they have a little bit of a defect on them or there's a little air bubble in it, you don't want a water bath or a pressure can with those jars. So I save those jars for dry products like this. That way I didn't waste my money. And a lot of my jars have been gifted to me, so I've been very fortunate in that aspect of it. But still, recycle your stuff as much as you can with the prices of everything. And I'm just talking when I'm breaking this up. And the prices of everything nowadays, every little bit helps, and it makes a difference. And because we're empty nesters, we don't do a lot with ranch dressing. We'll have ranch. I'll make my own homemade ranch dressing sauce for salads. I like it for flavor and a lot of recipes and menus. And I'll just sprinkle like 1 or 2 tablespoons. Usually it's just 1. Because here's the size of a tablespoon. Here's my hand. See, so it's not a whole lot, but it is enough to give you some flavor and stuff. But when I'm done with this jar, that's when I know it's time to buy some more. And so luckily, we're lucky that we live here in the city, so it's easy for me to go down the street and go buy some more. But typically, I just wait for payday to do it. Okay, there's 1. Close enough to 2. And I should have enough here for 3. Okay, come on. I want to make sure a whole bunch doesn't just fall out. Okay. I'm just a tad shy of 3. So maybe grind this a little bit more. This is the only chore that I don't like when you're making your own homemade products, is because there's no preservatives in it. Your stuff gets hard, like your sugar, cornstarch. It clumps up on you, so you have to do this. But when you're talking about the money that you're saving, for me, it's definitely worth the extra few minutes of this manual labor of doing what I just did. But then that's just me. If you're lucky enough to be fortunate to have the finances to just buy fresh and raw new yourself, I'm very, very happy for you. But I'm not in that boat. Okay, see that? It's all mixed there. So now let's just mix it up. So all I'm going to do is mix it up. And remember, you don't add any water to this, because the water from the pork chops, when it's in the crock pot, it's going to make its own liquid. Okay? Now, it's going to cook for 4 hours. At 2 hours, set your alarm. Go in and check it to make sure if it's too watery. Okay? Then you want to make it thick again. And you don't want to open a whole other can, because you don't need another can, because this will loosen up with the juices for the pork chop. I thought I was going to use my whisk, but I didn't need it. I wish we had smelly vision. Okay, so I think I'm done. But the reason I'm saying that, in 2 hours, go in and double check, take the lid off, double check your check, move it around a little bit, make sure everything's fine, and that the sauce is still thick. If it's not thick, if it's too watery, because you never really know how much juices you're going to get out of your meat when you're in the crock pot. I have this homemade cream soup mix. I have one that's for cream of mushroom, and then I have this one that's cream of chicken, and then it's called cream of question mark. It's a soup base, and then you add extra stuff to make it: mushroom, chicken, celery, whatever it is. And I have my directions and recipe right here, so this way it's always here. Add a couple of tablespoons of this to your crock pot and stir, 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 stir. And this will make it, because that's been cooking for 2 hours, it's going to be hot. Because, just to give you an FYI, the cream soup, it's got a 1-year shelf life on here, so you always want to label your stuff, because remember, this is homemade, so there's no preservatives to preserve stuff like it is when you go to a grocery store or you purchase it from somewhere else. You're going to add 1/3 cup of the mix in the saucepan. You're going to add 1 1/4 cups of water. And you're going to constantly stir, stir, stir. And you're going to whisk it. And when it comes to a boil, you turn off the heat. Okay. And, okay, whisk it into the... okay, whisk it. Turn it off the heat. I'm sorry. My asthma kicks up the more I talk. Which my husband says, oh, you're sick. Okay. I go, does that mean you don't like me talking so much? Sometimes he doesn't. All right, then you take it off the heat, and then you're going to whisk and whisk and whisk some more. And then after you whisk like 2 or 3 times, put a lid on it and let it sit. It's going to thicken as it sits, okay? Then you've got yourself some homemade cream of chicken or cream of something soup. And you don't have to worry about having an expired can in your pantry, or you don't have any cans in your pantry, and you can make your own. And don't say nothing. I made this for hubby because he wanted some cream of mushroom soup. We didn't have any. But I pressure can and I dehydrate mushrooms when they're in season, and I had some and I didn't tell him, and so I used some of my dehydrated mushrooms pieces, and I made this soup, and I made him some soup, and he loved it. He had no idea that it was not soup out of a can. So, FYI, this is a good stuff, and if you want more information, put in the comment, and I'll be happy to give you more details on this. And send me your email address, and I'll email you the recipe if you don't want to put it in the comment section. But put it in the comment section, because with YouTube, all the comments really help my channel grow, and it brings me back further up on the algorithm. So this way I can, YouTube itself will advertise my channel a little bit more frequently, so I can get some more subscribers. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pour everything in. And this is how easy and simple. So let's just pretend you already had your chicken soup. Okay, yeah, you're in frame. So you're all ready to roll and you're ready to make everything. Okay, so you got your pork chop. And I'm just laying them around so they're nice and level, because I want to make sure they all get some coating. I almost dropped that baby. Okay, so that's done. Let me get a paper towel, wipe my hands. And I'm going to wash them. Now you're just going to coat this in and lay it right on top. That's all you're going to do. Nothing else is needed. Okay, good. Yeah, you can see me. You're a little far away, but you can see me. Right now, there's nothing much to see. I'm just pouring the soup in. I'm not pouring. I'm putting the soup mix inside the crock pot. And I'll bring you up close in just a second. You want to get all the goodiness, because that sucker's thick. So get all your goodies in here. And clean hands. You can do this. If they're not clean, don't do this. Unless it's for yourself. But if it's somebody else, practice safe. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I needed to smooth it out. So now you smooth it all out. You want to coat all of the pork chop. And I'll bring you over in a minute. Now we want to use all of this soup mix. And we're good to go there. We wipe right quick. And then there we go. And see that? Coated everything. Put my lid on. Oops, sorry about that, y'all. For safety reasons, because I'm a little paranoid being an insurance agent for the last 40 years. I get paranoia on myself. Plug it in. I always unplug it and unplug when it's not being used. This is just my cell phone. My video camera charger, and I was just charging it a few minutes before it came on. I recorded this video. Okay, making sure there's no wires touching anything. We're good to go. Those are some projects I got to get done by this week. Tomorrow, this is Friday, so those things got to get done off the counter because I'm tired of seeing them there. We're going to leave it alone. Put it on low. We'll be back in 2 hours to check it. I'll bring you back and you'll see that. And then we'll do it for another 2 more hours, set my alarm. Then we're going to be ready to eat. We'll be back. Okay, we are back. 2 hours later. Ooh. Nice and thick and juicy. Look, 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 look. Let me get my spoon. Oh, I washed it. Because the recipe said to make it thick. Thick soup. And yep, there's some juices in there. And the pork chop's already starting to get soft. I'm going to add just a tad of water. I know hubby likes mushrooms, and I'm going to be putting the mushrooms in. Oh, I got my mushrooms in a jar that I pressure canned. I'm only going to put a little bit of the juice because I'm not going to be using water. I like mushrooms. I don't like to eat mushrooms because of the texture. But I don't mind them as long as they're tiny little pieces. I just want to make sure there's plenty of moisture in there so the pork chop gets nice and soft. But I don't want too much liquid. So as you can see, I only poured a very small amount. Okay. We'll bring back in 2 hours and then we'll do the taste test. Okay, we'll bring it back. Alright, we're back. Supper's ready. Hubby went ahead and made us some Spanish rice. Let me bring you in so you can see. Look, look, look. I added mushrooms for him. He's in a little corner because I don't want any. He can have them all. Okay, so let's dish one out. Ah, that's hot. Okay, now look. Look how creamy that is. That's the pork chop. Okay, let me move you over. I'm going to bring the camera down. Because I don't know if I can have to cut into it or... Okay, there you go. Oops. Make sure. Oh yeah, look at that. And y'all know I have weak hands. Slice right through it. Now, the biggest part is, what does it taste like? A little bit of pork chop, a little bit of rice. I did not have to add any of my soup powder to make it thick because it was thick enough already as it was. And you notice how at the beginning I told you I didn't add no water? I added just that little bit of broth from the mushroom sauce. But you can definitely see, look at that, all that creaminess. Okay, so this is definitely a win-win-win. We're going to be making this again. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and share. Take care. Bye-bye.